I'm going to first of all talk about the official solutions and how they solve this problem. So they say to take the grid and then just ensure that A and B stay the same distance apart as C and D throughout. So let's play the game and see how it would play out. So for example, we can move A to here, so then they are the same distance. And then maybe player 2 then moves B1. We just have to move D1. And then maybe they move A3, we would move C3, and so on. Whatever they do, we then just, oh, now I'm going to move A to maintain that distance. You can see we're moving to the right. This is player 2 again. This is me, player 1. Okay, when D gets to here, we could either move B1 to the right, but actually, if we get C to here, then I think we're sorted. So then wherever B goes, we just have to stay one behind, well, basically right behind it. And then eventually it's going to get to here and we can go there. And then player 2 can't go. So this will win us the game. And um, it's, is it convincing enough to say that that will always lead to a win? I think it is because we can always ensure that we were the same distance away. For A and B, like there's no way that we could avoid that, and it must eventually be that they all end up here, and will be putting the last counter down, such that they are then the same distance away again, so all next to each other. I personally think this is a really hard problem, and it is not obvious to come up with that solution. I'm going to talk about an alternative method, which I'm not actually sure if it works, but this is what I did for it, meaning that I probably didn't get it right. I just haven't spent enough time, playing this game to convince myself that I definitely won't work. So I'm going to set it up again. So A is here, B is here. Then we've got D3 to the like that and C here. Okay. So this is my attempt, and I might not get full credit for this. I fully acknowledge it, especially if it's not true, but it at least shows an attempt. And at the end of the day, you know, you might not get all the marks in this Olympiad problem, but if you can't spot this, and if there, I don't know if there's any other method that will work, then it's all about what you try. Okay, what I noticed is that D is going to have to move 3 spaces at some point to end up at the very last square. C, to get to the second last square, is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B is then going to go to here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And A sorry, it's gonna let me try that again. It's gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Should have had it going to there. So A is going to move 15. So I noticed that overall there's going to be 8 plus 11, that's 19, plus 15, there's going to be 34 spaces to move. And we want our final move to make it 0 spaces left to move. So my tactic was to make sure the opponent always has to move an odd number of spaces. And basically, um, once we've got an odd number of spaces, if opponent moves an odd number, then also move an odd number, because that will keep it as being the same overall. So if it was odd, and then the opponent, like say that it went down to 33, and the opponent moves an odd number to 32. If I move an odd number again, say 3 to get to 29, it will be odd then as well. And the same goes for even. If they move an even number, we move an even number. So let's see this game play out. I'm going to move an odd number to make the total number moves left an odd number. Then I'm just going to copy whatever my opponent is doing. So maybe they move by 2, then I'll move, just to try and speed the game up, maybe I'll move by 6. They might move D by 1, then I'll move C by, say, 3. Maybe they move B by 1, I'll move D by, D by 1. They move A by 1, I'll move B by 1. They move A by 1 again. Okay, I kind of want to get these to the edge, don't I? So I'll move D by 1. They move C by 2. I'll move B by 2. They move A by 2. I'll move B. This is actually this is very important at this point. I'll move B to, sorry, I've lost track. They moved A by 2, so I'm going to need to move B by an even number. Then they'll move A by 2. Now I actually can't move B by an even number at this point, so I have to move it by 1, and they move A by 1. So to be honest, me going through this method, it shows that it's not always going to work. I'm still talking about it in this video because I think it's like a nice idea. But for this particular game that I played, I'm forced at the very last move by my opponent to move an odd number. So the question is, can I avoid that somehow? Can I extend this method somehow so that I, make it so that they have to, basically that I will win? Because at the moment, although I'm copying their number of moves, I can't copy that last one. When I got to here, I can't move any. There's an even number of spaces left, but I can't move that even number. So let's reset, play one more time. I think it was like that. No, I don't think it was actually. So um, B was, A was there, and B was here. Okay. Right, let's try again. So I want to make it an odd number. So maybe I'll force D to move here, and they can do what they like. Maybe they're trying to make life awkward for me, so they might move 6. Now I want to avoid getting to that kind of root again. So they've moved 6. I need to move an even number, 1, 2, and they can kind of move 2 again. So I'm going to have to keep moving an even number here. 1, 2, then they move another 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then they'll move here, and I'll move here, and then they'll move here. So I think this method is flawed by playing it out. It was a nice idea, but I cannot ensure right at the end that I will definitely be able to move the same parity, either odd or even, as them. I think therefore you have to abandon this process. I probably wouldn't have got much credit for that method. It seemed nice at the time, but we need to return to this original method of keeping the distance the same. Now, I don't know, I would not have thought of doing that. I can appreciate it now, but that's what makes this question so difficult. So I'd be really interested to hear any other thoughts on this, other solution methods potentially, or is this the only one? How am I meant to know that? How am I meant to see that is what I need to do? I can accept it. I can see from the solution that it's going to work, but I just don't know in this sort of situation how I would arise that tactic. Anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, be interested to hear any other thoughts.